This might be the worst false allegation drama we've ever seen. Someone actually tried to destroy a Minecraft YouTuber's entire career with lies and fully got exposed a few days later. This person has deleted their post, faked accusations, and pulled one of the most embarrassing switch-ups I've ever seen when this person got caught lying. And who is this all about? Well, it happened to Skeppy, who is one of Minecraft's biggest YouTubers and has millions of subscribers and has been loved for many years. A lot of you probably actually like Skeppy's content, I do as well. So when this situation blew up, I had to figure out what actually happened here. So let's break down how one idiot almost cancelled one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers over a complete lie. So how the hell did this all start? Well, it started when someone dropped the dumbest accusation I've seen in a very long time. On June 21st, a creator by the name Caesar, honestly I don't care if I'm saying the name right, I'm just gonna call this person C, made this tweet here. I was staying with him for a week and he kicked me out of his other apartment in the same building so he could stream with other people, and then I got doxxed and he left me on red for like 3 hours to stay live, and then he left and got food for himself instead of checking on me. And then he got upset at me for being upset. F you for the way you treated me, and I'm not gonna stay quiet about it anymore. Kicked them out of the apartment and ghosted them when they got doxxed. Like bro, if you saw this without context, you'd think Skeppy is the worst person in the world. And of course, this here completely exploded. Everyone saw this and completely freaked out. But this is just the very beginning, right? Because a few days later, this same guy C dropped a full 14-page document trying to expose Skeppy for some heinous stuff, with a tweet right here having the words grooming, emotional abuse, and my experience with Skeppy. At this point, right, this looks really bad for Skeppy, but the problem is that when you actually read this document, half of it doesn't even make sense. This is where this story goes from being already serious, right, trying to ruin someone's life and career with a simple tweet, to just straight up pathetic, bro. So let's look at what this goofball has to say in the document here. Now, I'm not gonna read everything in this document because otherwise we'll be here for like 6 hours straight, but here's a few of the key points that I wanted to point out. On page 12, this is what it reads. I will say everything was legal and I wasn't physically abused. Okay, so right off the bat, you say that everything was legal and you weren't physically abused. So then answer me this, C, why are we throwing the word grooming around on Twitter when there was no grooming involved at all? The only thing you're accusing Skeppy of here is what? Being a bad boyfriend, saying that relationships shouldn't be like this? But I know if I had more experience like someone his age would have, I would have known better than to let him get away with everything he did. I fully believe he took full intentional advantage of my inexperience and kindness over and over again and manipulated me into isolating from people who could have helped me and provided perspective. Relationships are not supposed to be like this and I just had no idea. And also here's another interesting point on page 14 that I found. In my opinion, it feels so predatory and intentional to me. Nothing illegal occurred, but I don't believe that it makes it morally acceptable. So nothing illegal occurred, you just personally think that Skeppy was morally wrong. Okay, cool, but where's the part where that makes him a criminal? Why did you mention grooming in your original tweet, C? Like, we can sit here and argue all day about whether Skeppy's actions are bad and whether or not he's a good guy in relationships morally. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but that's not the point here. The point is that it doesn't give you the right to then throw the word grooming around just because you're mad about how things ended. You yourself have literally said that nothing illegal happened here. So keep that word out of your mouth, please. But look, it wasn't just C throwing claims around here. There's also another person named Kaya who dropped their own document too. And yep, they also decided to throw the word grooming around here. And let me tell you, this somehow is even worse than C's document. Then he just gets off, leaves the call, and doesn't talk to me ever again. That kinda broke me. A 16-year-old already insecure about their voice, having someone they looked up to stop talking to them because of their voice. It hurts a lot. So let me get this straight right here. You were playing games with Skeppy, he thought you were a girl, then when he found out you weren't a girl, he stopped talking to you. That's the entire accusation here. Bro, that's called getting rejected, not grooming, Kaya. How on earth can you even throw that word around in your original tweet when this is your entire point of your document? Then it goes on to say, after that happened, I kinda connected the dots in my head. I believe he saw me as a girl and was trying to form a relationship with me despite me being 16 and him being 22. Thankfully, he stopped at the cost of my self-esteem and confidence. I remember people telling me that it was weird the amount of attention he was giving me and that I should be careful around him. Okay, look, is this a little bit weird? Yeah, sure it is. But is this grooming or a criminal case? No, it's not. So far, all we've got is literally C saying that Skeppy was a bad boyfriend and Kaya saying that Skeppy stopped talking to them on Discord. 2 accusations of grooming with literally zero evidence to back any of them up. But trust me, bro, this next part is is where this whole situation seriously falls apart in the most embarrassing way possible. Just wait until you hear this. Now, with all these accusations flying around, obviously Skeppy wasn't just gonna sit there and let his entire career burn in a fire. About 10 days ago now, Skeppy posted a video at the time of recording this video called "I trapped 100 players in 100 layers." But at the very end of this video, Skeppy finally addressed the drama.
Also, I wanted to quickly talk about something. Someone shared a tweet with me today, and I just want to say it is absolutely not true. I would never ever do those things, and I'm planning on making a full response in detail if I need to. But yeah, sorry for putting this here.
So yeah, Skeppy is basically saying that this whole thing is fake. And honestly, if I were him, I'd be taking legal action against these weirdos. Then Skeppy made a community tab post. A quick update for you. I mentioned at the end of my last video that I'm working to address false allegations I've been receiving. Your patience is appreciated. I prefer to do this right rather than rush out a response. I won't be posting to YouTube in the meantime. Basically, he's confirming that he's going to be responding properly eventually. And this is where the story falls apart completely in the dumbest way possible. Firstly, after this, Kaya, the person that called Skeppy a groomer, dropped this post here switching up completely. I am writing this to clarify the post that I made about Skeppy between June 26th and June 28th. In the post, I talked about my experience with Skeppy and how I believed he attempted to pursue a relationship with me. I came to this belief from my own understanding of the events that unfolded. I've since come to realize that this belief is incorrect. I would like to state that I have no knowledge of Skeppy committing any crimes at all. I have deleted all my posts about this discussion and I retract all of my statements in said posts. I deeply apologize for any inconvenience that may have been caused by my posts. Thank you, Kaya. Bro, you literally just dropped an entire goddamn document accusing this guy of grooming you just for you to then say, "Oops, my bad, sorry for the inconvenience." Like, bro, you literally tried to ruin this guy's entire career and that's all you've got to say about it? Seriously, people like you are the reason real victims find it hard to come forward about stories about them being groomed. Because clout chasers like yourself make it all about attention. And look, if that wasn't bad enough, right? C, the other person throwing around the word grooming, also retracted their statements. I want to take a moment to clarify a recent post I made regarding Skeppy. In sharing my personal experience regarding our relationship and my opinions of others' alleged experiences regarding Skeppy, I understand that parts of what I shared may have been inadvertently interpreted as fact. This was not my intention. Oh, really? You dropped a 14-page document accusing a Minecraft YouTuber of literally being a predator, which you know, considering the track records of Minecraft YouTubers in the past, people probably would believe without evidence, but it apparently wasn't supposed to be taken seriously. Get out of here with that BS, bro. Seriously. So look, in less than 2 weeks, both C and Kaya have now deleted both of their posts retracting their claims and have said publicly that Skeppy didn't commit any crimes. Like, bro, their accusations have literally collapsed faster than any ones I've seen in my entire life. Saddest part about all of this is that they've probably only made these statements right here to literally just avoid being sued. I really hope that Skeppy finds a way to sue these two because honestly, this is just pathetic. But what really destroyed this entire drama here was how the entire Minecraft community reacted to this. Obviously, people didn't just sit back and let this crap slide. People started immediately tearing apart these false allegations. This is weird for a number of reasons. Both of these people waited 2+ years to expose him. None of these things are really bad enough to attack him over, one being an accidental misgendering, and the other being 2 legal adults e-dating for a year. People want to paint famous people as groomers for the sake of clout more than they don't. Skeppy hasn't been relevant for a long time and seems to mind his own business, which makes the previous points make more sense given his relatively clean history. All of that being said, I'm not a fan of Skeppy by any means, but I wouldn't appreciate if someone did this to me. It very well could have been something else, but this seems like a harmless misunderstanding with no real weight to it. I literally couldn't have said this better myself. This seems just so random and out of nowhere. Like I always say that if you have something negative to say about an experience you might have had with someone, why wouldn't you say it earlier? Why wait 2 years, bro? It literally makes no sense. If what they're allegedly saying is true, why don't they just call the police instead of writing multiple paragraphs on Twitter? Exactly, bro. Law enforcement exists for a reason. If you're just gonna use this situation for attention on Twitter, then personally, I don't believe you at all. If you're really that serious, bro, you'd be calling the cops, not tweeting for likes and attention. Kaya's story is total BS. I don't see anything indicating grooming in those texts. And this girl's, I don't even know, bro. But whatever it is, it certainly isn't grooming. Exactly, bro. Nothing about this document is grooming at all. This right here proves, thank God, that people actually read this document and found nothing. Thankfully, people don't actually believe that Skeppy is a groomer. Because if they did, Skeppy could so easily get a defamation case against the 2 people people making accusations against him. If it takes 20 pages to prove that you were groomed, you probably weren't groomed. How hard is it to make a list of quotes from conversations that definitely proved it? It's not hard. Exactly, I feel like people hide behind like a 20-page essay in order to prove themselves right, but when you actually take a look at the document and information, lo and behold, it's as empty as a Utah Jazz NBA home game. Literally no evidence of a crime was spotted in any of these documents. Anyways, I'm so done with this whole Skeppy situation. Click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.